Hi there, this is Charlie Destries, and I thought today I'd talk about business development and tell you a little bit about it, the difference between that and sales, and what some of the major goals are for someone involved in business development. Well, first of all, business development is kind of like fancy sales. It doesn't mean that if you're in sales, you're not developing business. You are. But it's usually specific goals in mind, like a particular geographic territory or a particular marketplace, and you're selling a product or a series of products that are ready-made for that market. Customer buys it, you ship it, and the company makes a profit. So sales really is developing one customer at a time in a particular market or geography. And I'm sure there's some variations on that, but business development's a little bit different in that you're taking that same concept where you're selling something that could be rather complex, maybe even unfinished, to a marketplace and looking for various channels of distribution as well as potential partnerships and collaborations and joint ventures, and maybe involved as well in the M&A activity out there, mergers and acquisitions. So business development is very interesting. I mean, first of all, on the Rolodex side of things, if you're in sales, of course, it's great to know people in a territory. If you're in business development, it's great to know people in a global market. People that you may have had contact with in Hong Kong or San Francisco or Paris. And so the Rolodex is very important as well. And you know, what's overdone with the Rolodex thing is that people say, oh, you have to have this great Rolodex to be in business development. Well, you know, I think you need to know people, and you need to know how to develop new networks of people. That, to me, is even more important. Yeah, it's great to know folks, but it's even more important to know how to ask who they know, so that you can continue that networking. And so the Rolodex certainly is important. And then multiple channels of distribution. You're in business development, and you might be interested in setting up a OEM relationship. Well, what's that? Well, you have a product like a power supply. A good friend of mine, Steve Hamill, sells these power supplies that go inside an electronic device of some sort, like a computer. And the manufacturer makes the computer, buys the power supply from Steve's company. They install it into that device. It adds some value to that computer because of the power supply, and you have an OEM relationship. They keep buying it month after month after month. That's just another distribution channel, isn't it, where you find a customer who uses your product and ships it to many, many people around the world. And so that's one channel of distribution, business development. You may, for example, be interested in setting up a new distribution center, maybe in the Scandinavian countries. So if your hand is in the sales and marketing realm, a business development person might in fact help in that arena. But the most important thing that a business development person can do is look for and find new and creative opportunities for the products that you currently have. And that could mean, for example, if you are selling a particular hot reagent that may be very interesting in a particular diagnostic array, a kit of some sort, in bringing your company and that company together and understanding where the two could marry in terms of these products and create an even better product for the market. So you're not just plugging something into their product, you're really taking both technologies and trying to determine how well both companies can do in the marketplace. Maybe there's a real added value to that product being created. And it could mean that every time that product is sold, that there's a royalty coming your way. Maybe it's a licensing arrangement. Or it could also mean that maybe there's a cross-marketing arrangement where both companies take advantage of each other's product lines. But you know, the most important thing about business development that I'll kind of pick on as the end here is the vision thing. I learned, you know, I'm 54 years old, and I've been in this market for 30 years, and you know, you never stop learning. You think you know a lot, then you bump into somebody like Mike Grisham, who is a tremendous business development guy, good visionary, has developed a whole bunch of companies. And I remember one time he was a client of mine. He was involved in a cancer diagnostic type product area, and I had the opportunity to take his product, his technology, and set up a meeting with the management team of a biotherapeutic company who really were looking for a way to measure their own therapeutic, so kind of a theranostic, I guess you could say. So I remember putting both these companies together, and on one side there were all the generals and lieutenants of my client, and on the other side all the different four-star generals and CEOs and VPs of research on the other side of the table, and we got a chance to meet. And typically you'd start this is the product, this is the spec, this is what we think, blah, blah, blah. But what this fellow Grisham did, which was very interesting, and really it taught me to upgrade my business development skills, is before you get into the product, talk about the vision of the companies. Because regardless of how the products work, if the vision isn't there, if the philosophies of the company don't match, it doesn't matter. It's probably not going to work out. How many press releases have you seen of companies signing development agreements, collaborative agreements, and then you never hear about it again? Typically it's because it's just a product agreement. There's no philosophical agreement or a value kind of agreement between the two companies. And especially two young companies, that's vital. Vital. Because these two young companies, they're just both going through puberty. They're trying to figure out where they're headed. They're under some pressures, and they want to make things work with their own products. When they add something else in there, variable, you have to make sure that the philosophies, that the visions are correct. So Grisham, before he started anything, and his product people were bursting at the seams with PowerPoints and specs and all this stuff, he said to this other CEO, look, let's talk at 50,000 feet here. What are you guys thinking? Where are you going? And then I'll tell you where I'm going. That's what he did. He created a vision. The visions really did mesh very well. And they eventually did put together an agreement where all the technical people got together. So business development. It can be a lot of things. It's fancy sales. You can do it in your own territory if you're a salesperson. But, when you really get up there and you're really trying to put these deals together, check out the vision thing. It really could make or break a deal. And it's pretty cool. So this is Charlie Despres. Hope you have a great biotech week. Contact me if you have any questions. Leave a comment. See you later. Bye.